One of the criticisms that trains in the United States often get is that they're slow. Well, there's a major exception to that, and it's the Acela. I'm Jeb Brooks from greenergrass.com, and I'm about to check out First Class in North America's fastest train.
Acela runs all the way between Washington, D.C. and Boston, a trip that's scheduled for 7.5 hours. Today, we're checking out the most heavily trafficked section, that's D.C. to New York, in the most luxurious way we can. Welcome to the country's only first-class, high-speed train. Keep watching to get a complete overview of Acela, see the booking process, including the cost, and get a sense for what it's like as a passenger on this unique train. Amtrak's website is easy to navigate, and buying tickets is fairly straightforward. We'd booked two, one for your creative director, my fiancée, and one for me. Acela offers only two classes of service, first and business. Business class is available for less than half the cost of first when I check the price. And watch to the end, let me know in the comments whether you see enough value to book the more expensive ticket. On a trip between DC and New York like the one we were on, the Acela offers a 30-minute advantage over the Northeast Regional, which also serves the route. Acela's time savings and nicer cars are geared toward time-sensitive business travelers. Check-in is easy. With no security, it's possible to walk straight from the curb, through the station, and onto the train using an e-ticket.
I can't get over how beautiful this space is. It's a cathedral to transportation. But let's head back there and get this trip started.
Of course, it's also possible to get a printed ticket, either from an agent or using one of these kiosks. A first-class ticket on Acela includes lounge access. Unfortunately, the lounge at Union Station really leaves a lot to be desired. Stay tuned to the end to catch a glimpse of the brand new Moynihan Station. It's incredible. Boarding began 20 minutes before the train's scheduled departure, and by far the coolest aspect of the lounge was direct access to boarding. An Amtrak employee escorted us out to the platform, and we quickly found our car. The first-class car was the first one we got to, or the last car on the northbound train. First-class cars are arranged in a 2-1 configuration, unlike business, which offers 2-2 configured seating. This ensures more privacy, particularly for passengers who are traveling alone. I'd booked a seat at a table, which came at no extra cost. Unfortunately, it was impossible for my behind-the-scenes partner to book a seat at the same table. It appears, at least for now, only one person can book a seat at the table. So she selected a seat across the aisle and moved to join me once we were on our way. There are also seats specifically for passengers who need increased access for wheelchairs or other requirements. As we awaited our departure time, I noticed one of Acela's greatest features, the dedicated quiet car in business class in which conversations and phone calls are verboten. This can be a great place to work or simply relax on your train journey along the Northeast Corridor. And we were off, right on time. The seats themselves are perfect for a journey along the Northeast Corridor. Now, to be fair, Amtrak recently added sleeper cars to their overnight Northeast Regional trains, which could be more comfortable than this seat, but there's just a cool factor, not to mention the slight speed advantage that can only come with Acela. The table's edge folds up to allow easier ingress and egress. The seats offer a comfortable recline as well as an audio hookup that, as far as I could tell, was not linked to anything. There's a horribly placed plug that's virtually impossible for a non-gymnast like me to reach. Above, you'll find a reading light. Overhead storage is available, which fits a smaller carry-on. Checked baggage is not available on Acela. A benefit of first class to everyone except for someone like me who wants to explore the train is that the first class car is blocked off. It's just not possible for passengers in first class to visit other cars and vice versa. There's a bathroom in the car. It's large and has everything you'd expect in a bathroom, except for a shower, but who needs one on a journey this short? There is also a plug, which is great. But a little bit of advice here, be sure to lock the door. Without revealing too much, that lock can be tricky. In business class, passengers can go to the Cafe Acela for buy on board options. In first class, on the other hand, there's a dedicated attendant who proactively ensures passengers' comfort during the journey. Ours was great, and as always, I recommend you tip for great service. $5 per passenger is probably a fair amount, but nobody would fault you for increasing that if service was particularly impressive. Service begins with drinks, which, like the meals, are included with the price of your first class ticket. The last time I drank Fiji water at no additional cost was at a 5-star resort in Fiji. Food in first class is apparently not what it once was, but I was still impressed. A meal is provided and your selection is delivered directly to your seat at a time of your own choosing. I had the salmon, which had rich flavor. The forbidden rice was really nice. The beef short rib also earned rave reviews. 5 stars, it's not, but come on, we're on a train.
Wow, a hot towel. What is this, Korean Airlines?
Now, I made another video concentrating on Acela's speed. It was a race between a plane and this train. I'll link to it in the description, but it's worth highlighting the train's speed once again just for a minute. Between DC and New York, the train reaches 135 miles per hour, but the fastest speed on the route is 150, which it achieves for 35 miles between Mansfield, Massachusetts and Richmond, Rhode Island. That's north of today's final destination in New York. For a brief period, before the pandemic, Acela offered a non-stop service between DC and New York with, as the name implies, no stops. It was, without a doubt, the fastest way to connect the two cities. Hopefully that service returns soon. The current Acela Express equipment will be replaced by new train sets beginning this year. Amtrak claims the upgrade will mean greater frequency of service and even more capacity. The upgrade should be complete by 2022 when all the current Acela trains will be retired. But tell me what you think in the comments. Are you excited for the new Acela? Will you go out of your way to try it? I know I will.
Acela is really focused for the business traveler. So let's get down to work.
What are you doing?
Trip planning.
Unlike a lot of airlines, Amtrak does not offer any kind of in-seat entertainment. Instead, they offer the ultimate Oscar award-winning movie. It's right out the window. That said, passengers may be well served to bring their own entertainment unless, as most probably do, they need to work. And speaking of work, Acela is equipped with Wi-Fi, which I found fast enough to get my work done. Amtrak owns the rails on this route, which means, unlike most of their routes, we weren't competing with freight traffic. However, as we entered the busy New York and New Jersey section of this journey, we faced a delay because of local commuter trains.
And we've got a little train congestion right now.
This held us up for about 5 minutes and caused our train to creep along for another 15 minutes at like 10 miles an hour. It delayed our arrival by about 20 minutes all told. But then, the New York skyline came into view, and soon we were in the tunnel before arriving right into Penn Station. The brand new Moynihan Train Hall is another cathedral to transportation, only with a 21st century spin to it. I can't wait to head back and check it out again, and the same can be said for Acela. It was a stress-free way to travel along the Northeast Corridor, and I can't wait to get back on. But between now and the next time,
see you on the rails.